Hello everyone and welcome back to our Playing Let's Play Ace Attorney Investigations Mouse Edgeworth. My name is FlightlessBird, this is your story-based gaming channel, and today we're continuing Turnabout Ablaze. I believe I need to talk to this guy? Or... Yeah, Codopia. Ambassador Plano, I was wondering if I may ask you about Codopia. Codopia? Alright, what would you like to talk about? I hope you are all having a wonderful, fantastic day today. First, I'd like to ask you about this key. What about this key? I found it sticking out of Mr. Cochin's pocket. I believe it originally belonged to this embassy. Is that correct? Upon closer inspection, it seems that this key is shaped like a butterfly. That's not all about this key. It's also capable of changing into a knife. Oh, how fascinating. Is it possible that the ambassador didn't know about the existence of this key? In its knife form, there is a flower mark at the base of the blade. I guess this knife might be from when we used to be a part of Codopia. And how did you come to that conclusion? It has both Codopia's national symbols, the butterfly and the flower. I suppose many used this key here at the embassy, back when we were still Codopia. Key was stolen from the Codopian embassy 7 years ago by the Yatagaratsu. Ambassador Plano, this key was stolen from the Codopian embassy 7 years ago by Callisto Yu, otherwise known as the Great Thief Yatagaratsu. Oh, really? You were not aware that Miss Yu had broken into the embassy at that time. I'm sorry, I can't be much of help. I'm not very familiar with the details, you see. I only became the ambassador after Babal became its own independent nation. But if Manny was still alive, he would probably know about what happened back then. Mr. Cochin and Miss Yu, they knew each other 7 years ago. But that doesn't explain why I found the Yatagatsu's key here in the present. Ambassador Plano, I was wondering if you might have some thoughts on this. I think that, okay. Here's some tickets, alright, fine. Anything to say, partner? So, I guess we're going to logic now, right? Well... The key in the safe? We know for a fact that the Yatagatsu's key was used at this embassy. Furthermore, we found it in the victim, Mr. Cochin's pocket. Which leads me to think that perhaps it is a key to the personal safe in this office. Good thinking, sir. Now let's go try it out. It appears I was correct. The key that was left to us in the victim's pocket. It literally turned out to be the key to the next piece of the truth. What do we have here? It looks like there's something behind. Like the safe has two doors to it, or there's something like stuck behind it. Hey, there's nothing inside. Do you think the Yatagatsu made off with everything, sir? No, detective. I believe all we need is a closer look. Alright, well, let's see here. What is this here? Looks like the ripped corner of a piece of paper, sir. No, I don't think it's ripped. It seems more to me like it's stuck in the safe. Hey, you're right. It won't budge an inch. Not even when I tug on it. But I don't think I've ever seen paper stuck on the inside of a safe before. Detective, I think you have it backwards. It's not the paper that's strange. It's the safe. Ah, what do you mean? What I mean is that the secret to the safe is that 2 compartments. Because that's what I mentioned earlier. It looks like there's a backing, right? Even just eyeballing it, you can see that the inside is a bit too shallow. Furthermore, with the unnatural way the paper is stuck at the back of the safe, I'd say that there is an extra bit of space behind the back wall of this safe. In other words, this safe has a second compartment. Ow, what? I suppose that you are correct in asserting that the paper is stuck in an unnatural manner. However, if what you say is correct and there is a second compartment, how do we go about opening the door to it then? As you can see, there is no other lock or keyhole in sight. Actually, there is one more spot of interest to me on this safe. Oh? Yes, and I believe that spot is the keyhole to the mystery second lock. The safe and its locks. Alright then, since you're so sure of yourself, show me how you decided your answer, or you deduced your answer. Is it these holes? Hey, there's a keyhole here, sir. It's a little too oddly shaped for a latch hole. Wow, that's a funny safe for a latch hole, huh? It's shaped kinda like a star, don't you think, sir? Detective, I would hardly call that shape a star. There must be some reason for this hole. Well, there's gotta be some reason why this hole is shaped so weirdly, you know? Am I overthinking this? No, I don't think so. Maybe I'm overthinking things. Nah, there's no way I could ever do that. Oh. Detective Gumshoe, could you please be quiet for a second? You're frightening me. So it's shaped like a star. And we've already said that the key kind of looks like a star, right? Doesn't the shape of the keyhole remind you of something, Francisca? Ah, the shape. It does look very familiar. However, I believe it's simply a latch hole for the safe lock mechanism. It's just for keeping the door shut, nothing more. Is that so? The person who used this safe, Mr. Cochin, made sure the safe had 2 compartments in order to hide something. Do you honestly think someone like that would allow the keyhole to the hidden half to look so obviously like a keyhole to even the average person could figure out? You can't be serious! Are you saying that this hole is a keyhole to the hidden compartment of the safe? Well, that's precisely what I'm saying. And I will prove to you right now that the Yatagatsu's key is a key that will open it. The Yatagatsu's key? Miles Edgeworth! This had better be a very bad joke. Sorry, but this is no joke. The Yatagatsu's key is the very key that will open the second compartment of this safe. We know that this key opens the first compartment of the safe. But the keyhole you're talking about is of an entirely different shape than that of the key. We discovered this trick 7 years ago, and with it, we were able to corner Mrs. Yu. But who would have thought that I'd see this key again after all this time? Let's go over this again, shall we? The Yatagatsu's key. Oh, the knife is the other lock. Look. Yeah. Was originally made to open Mr. Kochi's safe in the Kodopian embassy. We confirm this as fact by opening the door to his safe with it. Now, let's take a look at the back end of the key. Looking at the knife pushing head on, what do you see? What are you talking? Ah! It appears that you come to understand what I'm talking about. When viewed head-on, the knife's blade is the exact same shape as the keyhole. How correct is that? He made a key on both ends, but no one would ever think that the other end was a key. Like, even if you knew how to make the key into a knife, you still wouldn't think that the knife is a key. That is super clever. The real function of the knife portion is to act as a key to the hidden portion of the safe. But that's preposterous! Because it looks like a knife and was used like one to kill Mr. Faraday 7 years ago. We fell under the misconception that was always meant to be a knife. But for both the safe and its key to conceal such clever tricks. Whatever is hidden inside this secret section must be of incredible importance. Then it's even possible. What I've been searching for is inside. Scruffy, hurry up and open that safe. Eek! Ah, yes, sir. Open it now, sir. These items, they're... It's a bunch of funny shaped things. I guess the pieces of... Now you're in the way. Now move, Scruffy. I didn't think I was in the way. These pieces of art, they're identical to ones that have been stolen from various countries around the world. I figured as much. These are the treasures this section of the safe was to hide from view. I believe a more thorough examination is required. I feel like I've seen this somewhere. Like, I feel like I've seen this plate somewhere. These are the pieces of stolen art from around the world. And I wonder how much they're worth, especially this one. Eek! Scuffy, don't touch those valuable pieces of art with your filthy hands. Bye. Do you have any idea what would happen to you if one of them were to break? Is it just me, or did she hit one of the pieces of art just now? Is it gonna be the same for all of them? Except for the paper, I take it, right? Yeah, except for the paper. This is a document that we thought was stuck earlier. I wonder what it's about. Ah, beats me, sir. Why don't we take a look at it first before we give up, detective? Mr. Coach's name is written here on the last page. I wonder what the significance of this document is. To build this sort of trick into one safe is really something. Yeah, it's neat how the safe has 2 compartments, but what's really impressive is that the other end of this key was another key. I totally hadn't noticed. I wonder if Mr. Cochin was just paranoid or if he had secrets of that great a value. Ah, speaking of paranoid, I once sharpened both ends of my pencil. But then, when I went to raise something, I got all paranoid that I was gonna stab myself. Please refrain from dispensing your special brand of unrelated stories while on duty. Ah, yes, sir. What do I do here? I don't have a deduce button. Maybe there's more logic here. A return in the Yatagatu. To steal your dirtiest secret. Is it possible that the dirty secret the Yatagatu was out to steal is in this very room? Dirty secret? Francisca, you're in pursuit of some dirty underhanded dealings yourself, are you not? Something tells me that this is no coincidence. In that case then, the person I'm looking for is here in the Bubbly's embassy, huh? The head of the smuggling operation. I think I might just need to ask Francisca about her smuggling case in more depth. Alright, let's go talk to her then. Smuggling. Francisca, when we last talked, you said that you were on the trail of a smuggling ring. I suppose the reason you are here right now is related to that. Yes! After analyzing the intel we've gathered from various countries, this embassy rose to the top of our list of sites to investigate. And this is what tipped us off. This accounting document. It's only one page of the whole thing, so we're not sure about the details. However, it's enough for us to grab onto the tail of the beast. For you see, this type of paper was made only in the kingdom of Catopia. Which means that somewhere in these countries of Alabas and Babal is the head. The one pulling the strings behind the entire smuggling ring. That's Francisca for you. She's amazing, pursuing this case with all she has. Cadopian paper. Okay, so now that we had this, maybe we could deduce. Yes, we can. Okay. So we deduce this paper with this. Take a good look at these documents, Francisca. It says that there are 3 pages in total, and yet there are only 2 here. Correct. Now take a look at the smuggling activity document in your possession. Tell me, is it not possible that your page was taken for the set of 3? Well, it should say 2 or 3 up on the top, right? Aha! Well, it certainly looks that way. By putting our multi-part puzzle together, we seem to have arrived at an answer. And it seems that you have now found what you were looking for. Yes, and with this, it has become crystal clear that Mr. Cochin himself was responsible for the mass smuggling of Bubbly's ink. Bubbly's ink? What? Bubbly's ink is a special product of the Republic of Babal. However, due to a special reason, only a limited volume is ever exported. And that reason is? That's classified. It's on a need-to-know basis, and you don't need to know. In any case, it seems that the head of the smuggling ring was our victim, Mr. Manikochin. His base was in the embassy, thus it was hard for both our country and his to interfere, making it the ideal conditions under which to run a smuggling operation. Arg, but it's so frustrating. I lost a person I was to rain judgment on upon with my whip of justice. Well, even if he is dead, we still have a responsibility to look into his misdeeds. You expect me to whip a dead man? Well, I'm not interested. Francisca, you must know that Manny Cochin was a suspect in the KG-8 incident. Of course I know. On top of being the head of the smuggling ring, there is a matter of what really happened in that case that needs to be resolved. Okay, so what do I do now? The existence document in itself is quite important, isn't it? Yes, it proves that Manny Cochin was the ringleader of the smuggling operation. I suppose it does. It really does look that way, however, I don't believe this shows us all that he was up to. And in order to find the truth behind his dealings, we'll need to continue investigating. Alright, so that's all the same. So what now? Ah, yes, sir. Nothing? Okay, are you alright? Of course, I believe you. Nothing here. Nothing here. What if I show him this? I can't believe that Bubbly's ink was being used to such an evil scheme. And if people were to find out, that would really tarnish the global image of Bubble. Oh, this is really bad. Really, really bad. Oh, Bubble's in the bind now.
Is it just me? It is worse. That matches facial expressions. Uh-huh.
So what else do we need? Oh, the knife! Dude, I completely overlooked the knife.
Is this knife the murder weapon?
Some preliminary testing has been conducted. According to the results, the blood on that matches the victim's blood. The blade shape was also found to be consistent with the stab wound.
I suppose this means that we now know that the crime was committed with this knife.
Ah, this knife's got some really fancy ornamentation going on, huh, sir? I mean, this thing practically screams artsy at me, too. Although it also covered in blood, just like the last thing that I said was artsy. But the handle is pristine. There's not a single drop of blood on it. Speaking of the handle, I believe it has a butterfly motif. It's very beautiful.
Knife data jotted down. So can I go here and deduce? Knives, huh? Although the blades are all that. Okay, so yeah, we've already looked at these. You're gonna freely exchange the handles on them, but I can't do anything with it. Butterfly. So I can show a link that they come from the same location. The design on the knife's handle. It greatly resembles the special Bobolisian species of butterfly.
It does, doesn't it? Plus, it says right here.
This knife is property of the Republic of Babal. Perhaps this means that the knife used in the crime was found right in this room. Alright, complete!
Are you done investigating? You realize now, don't you, that this girl is the only one that it could be? Now, come along quietly, Yatagarasu K. Faraday. You are under arrest for the murder of Manny Cochin. Mr. Edgeworth! Please, you have to believe me. I didn't do it! I chased the fake Yatagarasu in here. And he was already... You have the right to remain silent. Anything that you say or use, and anything you say can be and will be used against you.
Couldn't say that! I'd like to help you reduce the number of mistaken arrests Interpol makes, because you seem to do that quite a lot.
What is that supposed to mean?
I believe I told you that Kay Faraday is not the culprit of this crime.
Very well, I suppose I have no choice. I'll show you just how foolish your claims are.
Alright, let's do this! Going head to head with Sheena. Virus K.
Even your police confirmed that the Yatagarasu infiltrated the Babalese embassy tonight. Utilizing the confusion caused by the fire, the Yatagarasu snuck into this embassy. Furthermore, this girl claims to be the Yatagarasu. And most importantly, other than her, there was no one else in here with the body.
Your reason for suspecting Kay is because you think she is the Yatagarasu.
Exactly. But it isn't just me. She herself calls herself the Yatagarasu. Arg! Look how many times I had to tell you. I was only out to capture the fake Yatagarasu. Imposter or not, it matters not. A Yatagarasu is a Yatagarasu.
Very well. Then I shall prove that Kay is not the Yatagarasu who killed Mr. Manny Cochin.
Go ahead and try. Show me what the prosecutors of this country are made of.
The gauntlet's been thrown, my friends. Let's do it.
Even your police confirm that the Yatagarasu infiltrated the Babalese embassy tonight.
They may have confirmed it, but you are telling me that no one could catch the thief? If so, you're basically admitting that the Yatagratsu that committed murder eluded us.
Like that. Of course, I chased after the Yatagratsu that entered the Bubbly's embassy right away. And that is also why I'm making this arrest right now. Because at the end of my long chase, there was only this girl. Ugh. In any case, this is what I believe happened tonight. Utilizing the confusion caused by the fire, the Yatagratsu snuck into the embassy.
The confusion caused by the fire. Are you saying that the Yatagratsu was not the arsonist who started the fire?
A suspicious person in a long coat was spotted in the area. Officers in the area claim to have seen that person start the fire.
It sounds like we have a phantom in our midst.
Yeah.
In a way, he could be considered a phantom with the way he randomly appears. By the way, I am sorry once again if I'm sniffling in the background. I don't know if you can pick it up. I hope not. But I'm still recovering, as you guys know.
Furthermore, this girl claims to be the Yatagratsu.
Just because she calls herself that, it doesn't prove that she is a killer.
No, but it does give her a motive. The Yatagratsu set a card saying, "I will be there to steal your dirtiest secret." Furthermore, there are documents pertaining to some smuggling activity in this room. She obviously wanted to steal them. So she killed Mr. Kochin for the key.
I see. Her logic is very sound. I expected nothing less of Agent Lang's secretary. However, that statement just now didn't sound right. It might just be the opening I need.
She wanted to steal documents regarding smuggling, so she killed Mr. Kochin for the key.
So you're claiming that Kay knew that a foreign country's embassy had such documents?
As stated in the calling card, the Yatagratsu was out to steal a dirty secret. Which means that the goal tonight was to steal those smuggling activity documents. You have it all wrong. It was that fake that set the card. Your words are meaningless. If you are truly innocent, then let's see some proof. Hey, Miss Edgeworth, I leave it to you to handle this.
Yes, I'd rather you did. Yatagratsu's goal, huh?
You can claim she's innocent, but you can't change the facts I've already outlined. And most importantly, other than her, there was no one else in here with the body.
I really don't think that being the first to discover the body makes her the killer by default.
No, but if you saw the self-purported Yatagratsu standing in front of a body, wouldn't you get a little suspicious yourself?
Even so, I still listen to what the person had to say before I pass judgment. You know what's interesting? Something I just realized. Maybe it's because we just played a case from 7 years ago. But I have a question for you. Do you think Edgeworth would say what he's saying right now if he didn't admit Phoenix? Like, I think this statement here shows how much of an effect Phoenix had on Edgeworth. It's not just about getting a guilty verdict. It's about finding the truth. And maybe Edgeworth was always like this. He was just blinded by his own self-importance. So this was a side that he couldn't show visibly. But maybe in the back of his head, he always believed that he was searching for the truth. I just had to think that this right here shows that he's changed over the course of this series. And I love that. I love to see characters evolve over time.
Ha! Are you talking about yourself in those times when you were under suspicion?
I think the pain of being falsely accused is something you really should experience.
And I personally know that feeling really well, sir. And given my situation, I now know exactly what it's like too. I'm fine with never experiencing it. Ever.
I can say it now. Ace Attorney Investigations 2. Francisca is the main suspect. I can just see that coming a mile away. I don't know if it's gonna happen or not. I haven't played Investigation 2. We will play Investigation 2 after we play 13 Sentinels. Although, you know what's interesting is I was looking at something the other day and they were talking about 13 Sentinels when it comes out on the Switch. Apparently there's some sort of embargo put on 13 Sentinels of whether or not you can stream or record it for YouTube. I mean, the PS4 version has been out for a while and I'm playing it on the PS4, or the PS5 I should say. So, does that embargo, is it still there? Am I gonna get my channel in trouble if I play a game? Should I play that game? You know what I mean? I need to do a little bit of research into it. But it has been some time, so you think it would be okay. Are you done with your little group conference? So, Agent Shina suspects Kei of murder simply because Kei is Yatagaratsu. But if I can prove that the Yatagaratsu's goal is not related to murder, then I may be able to begin to reason with her. Alright, let's look. Didn't the Yatagaratsu always have the key? The Yatagaratsu stole this from the embassy 7 years ago. Huzzah! Woo! 1 for 1 today! Okay, my name is FlightlessBird. This is Story Skip Channel. I'm gonna go put a break here because I want to keep that. No, I'm just kidding. Because I know that even though I got 1 for 1, it's gonna be all downhill after this. We'll see. Have faith in yourself, FlightlessBird. Agent Shina, I regret to inform you, but there is a flaw in your logic. Oh. Even if you claim that she is the killer and the Yatagaratsu, I'm certain that securing the smuggling documents is not the motive behind the murder. The key to the safe in this room was found on Mr. Kochin's body. Furthermore, the Yatagaratsu would not be so stupid as to leave without the documents. Ah, the exclamative, I'm sweating dots. Now I thought I'd see her do this. I wonder if she's got a short circuit from all that water. By the simple fact that the documents were still in the safe when we looked, it's obvious that the killer's target was not the safe at all. Then perhaps she didn't know that Mr. Kochin had the key on him? If that's the case, then why would she have needed to kill him? Because I can think of no other reason for her to kill him if she had known that the fact. Need, reason. All of this is simply our conjecturing after the fact. It's entirely possible that she accidentally killed him when she was sneaking in. Oh, the exclamated dots. Perhaps she did not notice the safe second compartment before returning the key. But the fact still remains that Mr. Kochin was stabbed to death. But you have no definitive proof it was Kei who committed the act. Actually, I do. I saw her holding the knife she used on the victim with my own eyes. Wait, what? Kei? What? Allow me to tell you a bit more about this evidence that will put her away behind bars. Alright, well that's new. The knife wound on the body is consistent with the blade of the knife. The blade with the butterfly handle is the murder weapon which the killer was holding. I assume she obtained the knife from display rack and used it on the victim. The knife is part of a special 3-piece set which has no design like no other. The evidence and testimony and all points to the girl. There is no counter argument. That is your definitive evidence. You see now that she is definitely the killer, right? No, Mr. Edgeworth, you gotta believe me. I saw a suspicious person in a long black coat outside the embassy, I swear. And you came in here because you were chasing this suspicious person.
That's right, I ran into this office only because I was chasing after that person. But when I entered the room, I was pitch black. I couldn't see a thing. I felt something on the ground next to my foot, so I turned on the lights. But then... Ah!
Who's there? This is... I came to this room upon hearing the girl scream. And when I saw her holding the knife, I immediately restrained her. So the object K felt by her feet on the floor was the murder weapon. I had the knife analyzed right away, but we failed to find anyone's prints on it.
But the suspicious person in the black coat came into this room before me.
You continue to insist there was such a person, but if there was, where did they go?
That, I don't know. But I know it, they came in here.
That sounds like the desperate excuses of a suspected killer, not a trustworthy testimony.
You understand, don't you? We can't trust this girl's words, Mr. Edgeworth.
She has a point. Even if Kay's words are the truth, I must show that they are with some solid evidence.
Mr. Edgeworth, I really didn't.
Kay, don't worry. If you didn't do it, then there must exist a way for me to prove that.
Still not giving up, I see. In that case, try to counter my argument if you can.
Don't you worry, I can and I will. Rebuttal.
The knife wound on the body is consistent with the blade of the knife.
Does this mean that you already have the results back?
We have confirmed that the shape of the Bobley's knife blade matches the wound. Please don't confuse the efficiency of Interpol's forensic teams with your own.
I won't if you don't underestimate our police force. And so we're clear, I'd hardly say your logic is sound, which you will see in a bit.
If you can prove me wrong, please by all means go ahead.
Well, that has been my intention all along. Now let's return to your testimony.
The knife with the butterfly handle is the murder weapon which the killer was holding.
You mean to say that you saw Kay holding the murder weapon with your own eyes?
I was also on search for the Yatagaratsu. When I heard that ghost scream coming from this room, I rushed over straight away. When I arrived, I saw that girl standing there motionless with the knife in her hands. But I already told you, I only came in here because I was also after the Yatagaratsu. The suspicious person I saw came into this room. But when I entered, it was pitch dark. I felt something by my foot on the floor, so I turned on the lights, and then...
You found out that it was the murder weapon at your feet.
How many times do I have to tell you we can't trust the words of a suspect?
The only thing you'll accept is evidence, is it?
That's the only acceptable way to counter an agent of Interpol on the scene of a crime. Mr. Edgeworth, do you have some kind of evidence that can prove me innocent?
I think I do, because there's one piece of evidence I find to be a bit interesting. I think I need to carefully examine that piece of evidence again. What point was that? The knife with the butterfly handle. But can't you move the handles in and out?
I assume she obtained the knife from the display rack and used it on the victim.
I ask that you please refrain from speculation.
It's a sound hypothesis derived from the evidence. There's no room for debate.
Urgh.
Mouse Edgeworth, know that a graceful loss will not be tolerated, my subordinate. Now, we put our hypothesis with factual logic. Otherwise, what was your investigation for?
Yes, you are correct. Thank you.
Helping a subordinate out with advice is the job of any good superior.
She seems to be rather enjoying herself, but she is correct nonetheless. Agent Sheena, please continue with your testimony.
The knife is part of a special three-piece set which has a design like no other.
about the three-piece set. Is there really no other like it? Let's ask Ambassador Plano for more details, shall we? The knives are indeed special. They have the butterfly, the symbol of the Republic, the ball engraved on them. And because there are only 3 of them in the world, they are very, very valuable. The national symbol, huh? Well, the knives are covered in the butterfly design. Along with the alabaster set, our respective countries only have 3 knives each. I see. Are you satisfied now? If so, let's continue. So, does that mean you could have taken one of the knives from the other country and take the handle and switch it with the handle from this knife in this country? Therefore, making it seem like the stabbing... I mean, he was killed there, right? I mean, there's a considerable lack of blood. Like, where's all the blood on the floor? Was he killed in a different place? I mean, to the base of the neck, you'd think there would be blood everywhere, right? Or maybe that's just a game censoring out the blood. The evidence and testimony at all points to the girl, there is no argument. I mean, like we learned from case 3-5. When you remove a knife, causes a lot of blood. We learned from the quarry, when you remove a knife, is going to kill you faster. So, yeah. No, I believe there is still room for debate, and I'll thank you to not decide that for me. I didn't decide anything for you. I'm merely looking at reality the way it is. Are you sure you're not just viewing the facts through rose-colored glasses? I like my glasses the way they are. Thank you very much, Dot. Mr. Edgeworth, I think she's mad at you. Perhaps, but our definitions of reality are a tad different. Are the 2 of you done chatting? Agent Shina's proof is a Bubbly's knife that Kay was allegedly holding. Oh yeah, so how are you gonna prove that Kay didn't do it, sir? If Agent Shina wants to suspect Kay merely because Kay was the only one here, they must show with evidence that Kay couldn't have committed the murder. But do you have such evidence, sir? Yes, there is one piece of evidence that seems very unnatural to me, and I believe it is my duty to point that out to Agent Shina. So this is what took Mr. Cochin's life. Some of the blood is on the blade. Wow, I've been a detective for 7 years already. Seen lots of weapons in my days. The knives that we use to kill are always the hardest for me to bear. Yes, unlike guns, this is one weapon where you're likely to find the victim's blood on it. Yeah, just like how this was practically drenched in it, huh, sir? Despite that, it looks like the blood managed to miss the handle somehow, because the handle has been replaced. There is a lot of skill detailing on this handle. It would appear that the handle on this knife is removable. I guess so. People can change them whenever they feel like it. Sounds like fun, sir. I don't think people would remove the handle just for fun, detective. Alright, let's attack with the knife. Am I really 2 for 2? Hey, it's my lucky day. So, the murder weapon was a knife with the butterfly design on it. But is that really the truth? What are you getting at? I'd like for you to take a look at this. There is blood on the blade, and yet there's not a speck of blood on the handle. This signifies that at the time of the crime, a different handle was attached to this blade. The knife that Kay was holding had its handle switched and was in fact not the real murder weapon. It wasn't the real murder weapon? This knife can be taken apart. Shall we give it a go? As you can see, the Bubbly's knife has now been disassembled into 2 parts. The killer must have pulled the murder weapon out of the victim's body and proceeded to swap the knife's original handle with the butterfly one. It was all to create the illusion that Mr. Courtroom was killed with the butterfly-themed knife. This should clear up any and all suspicions surrounding Kay. Bubbly's knife handle, okay. Your argument isn't airtight yet. How so? It's possible that the girl herself is the one who switched the handles. Don't be ridiculous. For what purpose would she do such a thing? I don't care to know how a criminal thinks. The way they view the world is beyond the comprehension of a normal person like myself. Therefore, I wouldn't put anything past them, no matter how odd it may seem. Huh. The truth is right there in front of you, and this knife will show you the way. You will come to see that Kay is not and could not have been Mr. Cochin's killer. Okay. How? There's quite a bit of Mr. Cochin's blood on them. Oh! It's a symbol, it's not a butterfly. The flower. Thanks to being a prosecutor, I guess I have become accustomed to seeing blood. But this is not what is important right now. What is this mark on here? It's a mark of a flower. I assume you know what this means. No, not really. Butterflies rest on flowers all the time to drink their sweet nectar. And so they do. However, would this butterfly really drink the nectar of this flower? The answer is clearly not a chance. Now, to prove the relationship between the butterfly and the flower with this. That shows the flags. That's why I had to look. You can't be serious. It appears that you made the connection. The flower on this blade is designed after a certain country's national symbol. That's right, the Kingdom of Alabast. In other words, this blade is from one of Alabast's ornamental knives. This part of the knife handle has Babal's national symbol of the butterfly on it. Therefore, it is undeniably Babalese in origin. But as we both know, you can't kill someone with just a knife handle. Incidentally, when exactly did the murder occur again, Agent Sheena? After the fire had broken out. That's right. Kay entered the Babalesian embassy after the fire had taken place. Furthermore, she had not been to Alabast's side of the building before then. On top of that, not a single person passed between the two countries during the fire. Which means that Kay could not have transported an Alabastan object over here. This makes it impossible for her to be the true killer. Not. Whoop, 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 whoop! Way to go, Mr. Edgeworth, sir! What a great victory! Whoop, whoop, whoop! See him whooping, that is great. Oh, don't embarrass me, Dots Gumshoe.
Oh, the Scuffy! I will make him pay later. Don't you worry, Edgeworth, Dots.
Oh, is this guy really a detective, Dots?
Huh? Hey, why is everyone so quiet like?
I'm happy we got this far and cleared Kay's name. But what worries me now is what will happen next.
Objection!
I love how they just totally ignore everything Gumshoe just did.
What is the meaning of this? An alabaster knife here.
Do you mean, how did this find its way to the public above all? It didn't just find its way over, rather we should focus on how it was smuggled over.
You know what? My brain hurts just thinking about what was just standing around. Thinking while you're on the run? Now that's the way a great thief operates.
Okay,
Oh, thanks so much, Mr. Edgeworth. For proving me innocent, I mean. You believed in me the whole time, right? Tell me you did.
Not really, but...
Come on, you don't have to be shy about it. Your argument is still not airtight.
Would you care to elaborate?
I understand now that the girl didn't commit the murder. However, there is still the possibility that she is the Yatagarasu. That again? Look, how many times do I have to explain it to you? I am the real Yatagarasu. I'm not like that fake one that goes around setting fires, okay? Whether you're the real deal or a fake, it doesn't really matter. All I had to say is this. I have my suspicions that this girl is the one who started the fire.
Preposterous. On what grounds do you suspect her of such a thing?
The fact that she calls herself the Yatagarasu, that in itself is the most elegant proof.
Yeah, okay, maybe you want to, like, be quiet for a while about that.
Mishina. Yes. I have no intention of taking back any of what I've said. I am the great thief Yatagarasu, and I refuse to allow some imposter to claim that name as their own. The path of justice that my father painted me towards, I will walk it the best I can.
Pointed, flightless, not painted.
It's not good to be so stubborn. I hope that you can understand that. Thanks a lot for the concern, Mishina. Let me share something with you too, as a token of my appreciation. Those sunglasses totally do nothing for you, so I'll steal them from you next time, okay?
I don't know. Shino looks really cool with the glasses on. I mean, the black glasses go great with her entire outfit. Although she's wearing like these heart things here, which is kind of a dichotomy from the black.
Oh, well, I guess we better get going. Going to where? To the Kingdom of Alabas. We don't go, we won't know it for sure, right? I suppose not. We won't get anywhere simply by sitting here thinking. To see where the Alabastan knife came from. We'll have to pay the Alabastan embassy a visit. Let's go, Miles Edgeworth. As you are my subordinate, I will not tolerate you bringing the investigation to a halt.
Understood. Alright, to be continued, my friends. My name is FlightlessBird, this is your Story Based Game channel, and this is our blind Let's Play Ace Attorney Investigation Miles Edgeworth. I do have something I want to ask everyone. And I know I've already asked you guys something earlier, but I want to ask you this. Because this is something that hit me as a problem that this game may have. One of the things I thought the original Ace Attorney trilogy did is they made it so that you had like the corrupt prosecutor and the noble defendant, and they witted heads against each other. But then, you know, you got to see Edgeworth grow from that self-absorbency. I guess we probably shouldn't call Edgeworth corrupt. Maybe we can. I don't think Edgeworth was truly ever corrupt, by the way. I don't believe Edgeworth was the one who actually planted evidence, unlike some other prosecutors. So I guess when I talk about corrupt, I'm talking about like Senior Von Karma. And maybe corrupt is the wrong word. Maybe high and mighty prosecutor is the right word. You have the high and mighty Edgeworth. You have the high and mighty Senior Von Karma. You had the high and mighty people are gonna kill me in the comments for not remember this. The chief from 1-5. You had the high and mighty Francisca Von Karma. And then you had the high and mighty Godot. So you always had someone that you were like bouncing off of. And when Edgeworth and Phoenix were working together, you're working together to fight against like a greater enemy. You felt like you were working together to pursue the truth, and because you were able to fight each other. And I'm thinking about case 2-4, when they're fighting each other in court to try to figure out the truth. It brought out the best of both men, which allowed them to discover the truth. So what's my point? My point is, or my question I should say, my question is, do you feel this game is doing an injustice to Francisca? Because it seems to me, Miles is the one doing all the work with help from Kay, like in the last case. But for the most part, it's Miles doing everything. And Francisca, she really isn't doing anything on her own. She isn't really figuring out the evidence. It's like this right here. You know, we figure this out and she's just standing there like, yeah, you're my subordinate. I guess you gotta go figure out the next thing. It's like, I mean, shouldn't Francisca be the one who would be saying what she said in the previous case 7 years ago? Remember 7 years ago where Francisca was like, I'm gonna find out the truth and I'm gonna beat you to the truth. But here she's, like I said, taking a back seat to things. And I don't know if that's Francisca. I don't know if that's what her personality is. I mean, even today, in the world today of Ace Attorney investigation, we know from a previous case, the second case in the game, that Francisca still has a rivalry with Edgeworth. It's not a contentious rivalry like it might have used to have been, but they still have a healthy rivalry. So why isn't Fran trying to do more than just boss around Edgeworth? You could say maybe she's bossing around Edgeworth because she enjoys it, and she likes that idea that he's doing work for her, I guess. But I would love to know your opinions on it, because I love Francisca as a character, and I don't want to think less of her. Do you know what I mean? Like, when you really like a character, you want to see that character grow and evolve and change and do stuff. But yeah, like I said, I'd love to hear your thoughts on that. I love you all so very much. Thank you for everything. I'm really liking this case so far. I like the two sides. I like the switchable knife. There's a lot of cool stuff going on here. I can't wait for the next part. Until next time, my friends, so long and take care. Thank you for watching this video. Feel free to comment on what you saw and what you'd like to see next. I always love to hear your thoughts. But before we go, please remember that you matter, and you are brilliant, and you are loved, and you should always be true to yourself. Never let the world tell you any different. Much love to you from your friendly, feathered, flightless bird.